What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage. As you always know, if we're in the garage, we got something going on today. As you can see in the background, we got the hood open for the Hyundai Accent. So that's exactly what we're going to be working on today. So as you guys have already seen, we have a whole bunch of stuff that's already been done to this vehicle, both for maintenance as well as just for additional features and things like that. We're getting to the bottom of the pile here, got a little bit more stuff left, but we got some new stuff here today. As you can see here in this box, we have automatic transmission fluid. So yes, today we're going to be changing out the transmission fluid on this vehicle. Again guys, as a reminder, it has almost about 95,000 miles on it right now. And as always, I just like to make sure I change everything I possibly can just so I know when it was done and it was done correctly. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So one thing I want to note about this guys here, most of the other projects, they're fairly affordable, not too much money you have to spend to get like the fluids and whatnot. But unfortunately, with this here, if you want to go Hyundai Genuine, which is what we have here, these are fairly expensive. I actually got these for a deal or a discount. He knocked off a few bucks from each quart price, and still they were about $11–12 a quart. And as you see here guys, I have a total of 8 quarts. Reasons being is because I want to try to get as close to a full flush as possible. Now, I'm not going to be doing like an actual flush in today's video. What we're going to be doing is pretty much a drain fill, and then later on in the day, if not later on in the week, I'll do another drain and fill, which won't fully flush it, probably get me to about 75% changed out. But that's what we're going to do today because it's the easiest route. Without further ado, let's get going. Alright guys, so per the owner's manual for this Hyundai Accent, the capacity for the automatic transmission fluid is 7.71 US quarts, which is perfect because we have 8 quarts over there. So we're going to be doing a drain and fill like I said. At the moment, I already got ahead of the game and put the vehicle up on the jack stands as well as the car ramps. Once again, kind of like with the engine oil, I just wanted to keep it level but get it up off the ground so I can get underneath it. And one thing to note is that this vehicle is currently cold. I really pretty much just pulled it into the garage and then just parked it, and that's pretty much it. One thing you guys want to be real attentive about guys is the temperature of the fluid. So right now the vehicle is cold, it's normal temperature, it's outdoor temperature, same temperature as the fluid is right now, which is perfect because when you're draining and filling, you want to make sure you're putting the exact amount that you take out back in, so you don't have to worry about fluid levels inside the vehicle. So for example, if this was actually at normal operating temperatures, which I don't know, 200 degrees probably, you wouldn't want to change this out with room temperature fluid because you won't be putting in as much as you took out. So that's one thing you want to be careful about and take note of. Other than the common hand tools that you'll need to take off the drain plugs and the fill plugs and things like such, the only 2 things you'll need is an extension funnel or a longer funnel so you can reach down to where the fill plug is up top on the engine, and a new transmission oil plug gasket. Just like the engine oil you saw in one of the previous videos, they are one-time use. They're crush type essentially. So anytime you want to change out your automatic transmission fluid, you also got to change the gasket. Yeah, just make sure you get you one of these because, well, it's in the service manual. Alright, so first things first, what we want to actually do is just kind of clear up some room here in the engine bay to get down to where the full port is, just so it makes it a whole bunch easier for us once it's time to fill up. And if you can't tell, right down here, there you can see that little hex bolt there. That is the fill plug, and that's what we're going to be using today to fill it back up. What I'm going to go ahead and do, you don't have to, it's optional, you can reach down there. I just want, like I said, to clear up as much room as possible. I'm going to take off the factory air box, and that's just going to make it easier for me. Just in case you guys were interested in taking off your air box, it's extremely simple. Only thing you really have to move is just this little vent valve right here, which you can just set off to the side. Over here where the throttle body is, you want to loosen that screw. And surrounding the entire air box is a total of 3 bolts, which are 10mm bolts. There's 1 here, 2 there, and 3 there. Just like we did it in the coolant video, just go ahead and take those out, grab them, set them aside, and this whole air box should be able to come out. Now that we get that out the way, as you can see, it's totally open, totally free from anything else, and there's our bolt. So what I'm going to do before I crack that guy open, I'm going to kind of clean out this little area here with the vacuum, just to kind of make sure no dirt and dust will fall into there. Yeah, eventually we got to clean the entire engine bay, which we'll do in a later video, but for now, I'm just going to do this localized area. So now, before you actually get underneath the vehicle and get started trying to drain out what's in the transmission, you want to first check your fill port. That fill port there, in order to get that guy off, you can either use a 22mm to use the entire plug to take off, or as you can see on the inside, there's a little square, which is a 3/8 just adapter, pretty much just like what your ratchet or wrenches will have. You can use that. I don't want to do that because I don't think it's enough grabbing surface, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a 22mm. But as I was saying, you want to make sure you can actually open this up before you drain out from the bottom, because if you drain out and you come to find that you can't get this guy out, or you crack it and break it, now you won't have a vehicle that's operational because it won't have any transmission fluid, and you can't put any in there to make it work. So be sure you can open before you drain. Fill porter is opened up and good to go. So now that we know we have that opened, I'm gonna leave it partially open but not all the way out so we don't get no dust or debris in there. We'll head to the bottom and we'll start draining. Alright guys, so we made our way underneath the vehicle, and just for a frame of reference, right here we are actually on the driver's side. This is where your oil pan will be for your transmission, and as you can see here, this little dark bolt here, that's your drain plug. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, you're gonna take that off and simply just drain it into a little oil pan. And this guy here is actually a 24mm. So just go ahead and attach it there and start loosening it up and let it drain in the pan. And just as always guys, be careful with the splash. There you go. And wow, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am very glad I am changing this because this is dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that drain for now. I'm gonna clean this up and we'll inspect this here in a second. So the car just finished up draining, and I'm actually impressed on how much we got out. This guy has little markers on here to tell you how much is in this drain pan. So we're just over 4 quarts, and keeping in mind that this guy takes 7.71 quarts as a full capacity, that means we got over half out, which I'm impressed with again. We're not going to get it all out because most of it is tied up in the actual pipe system or the hose system, which is why you want to do multiple drain and fills if you don't have a flush machine. So that's what we're doing again today. Next time we do this, we'll get over half out once more, which hopefully will add up to at least 75% of the fluid changed. So moving on to the next part, another thing you want to check is this bolt here. This is the drain bolt, and it is actually magnetic as well, so you can't really see on the tip at the moment, but a lot of the little particulate, the little metal particulate that's inside the transmission, that will actually collect and attract to this bolt here, and you can actually take it out and see just how much is on there. So this is going to be how much we have, so let's see what happens. And yeah, now that you can see, hopefully there's a little reflection. All that is just little metal bits, which is normal, but again, another good reason why you change your fluid and change it constantly and often, because if you let this go for too long, there is a point where it can actually be harmful to your transmission to change it, because there's so much metal floating around there that metal actually acts as a friction agent, and in the case that you drain out all that friction metal in there, your transmission could start to slip. I think we caught this one just in time. So now that this bolt is cleaned off, there's the little washer I was talking about. You'll take this guy off, put the new one on, and we'll go ahead and put this guy back in. Before we get back underneath the vehicle guys and put back in the drain plug, I wanted to show you something real quick, which is a little cool trick that you can use to get an even better idea of just how much you drained out, so you can make sure you're putting the right amount back in. So what I do is once I put the drain plug back in, I'll go ahead and dump in at least the first 3 of these guys, and then start to fill up these empty containers with the old oil, and I'll just keep going until I match exactly how much I put in to how much I pour back into here, and that will give me not only an exact amount of how much I need to put in, but also give me an exact amount of what is left in the transmission for next go around. Back underneath the vehicle, before you go ahead and get your new drain plug put in, go ahead and just clean off the little excess oil that's kind of dripped around the edge, just so you can make sure you won't have any contaminants on the little mating surface. And now, with your drain plug with new washer installed, go ahead and screw that guy back in. Per the service manual, Hyundai requires you to torque it between 28 and 35 foot-pounds. So I aimed somewhere in the middle, probably just on the little lower side to 31. Go ahead and grab your torque wrench, put it on there, and get it torqued. Alright guys, now we made our way to the top into the engine bay, and this is where you'll go ahead and take off your fill cap. You'll set that aside, make sure it doesn't get dirty. And one thing to note when you're filling this thing up, there's no other vents to vent out air as you're filling into this fill port. So it may take a while, but just take your time, don't make any messes, and make sure it all goes into the transmission. So I got this from Walmart. You can find these at Amazon, eBay, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, anywhere pretty much. This is a nice rigid one. I've seen some people use the flexible ones, which to me, I don't like them because you can't have it self-support itself. So with the rigid ones, you can put it into the hole, have it self-support itself, slowly fill up and monitor it from the top without having to use your other hand to hold the funnel. So I recommend something like this. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put in 3 quarts at first, run over to the drain pan, fill up those 3 quarts, and just kind of keep going like that until I match what I've taken out and put that back in. So now that you guys have went ahead and filled back up the transmission with the same amount that you took out, time to go ahead and just put the cap back on. Go ahead and get it nice and tight. Clean up any little bit of spills that you had around the side, just so not too much dust collects around it. There's no torque spec for this bolt here. The service manual just says tighten. So that's literally what we're going to do. Just kind of get it nice and snug. This is a plastic fitting, so you don't want to over tighten it because you can snap it. So once it's nice and firm, you're good to go on there. So now that you have your bolt tightened up top, it's time to go ahead and install back the airbox assembly. What you're going to do is on the bottom right side, you're going to make sure the airbox lines up with the fresh air tube coming in from the sidewall. Once you got that there, jump over to the left side, connect your hose to the throttle body assembly. Slide that guy on there. Then don't forget your vent tube up here on the top. That should just be able to press right in. Remember, you have those 3 10mm bolts over here, and don't forget to tighten it to your throttle body. So get them in there and just start tightening them in. Last thing you want to do, guys, is actually make your way inside the vehicle. What we're going to do is simply just shift through the gears. First off, we're going to start stationary, so we're not going to move anywhere. So just put your foot on the brake and then slowly kind of shift into reverse, shift into neutral, shift into drive, and so on and so forth. Just do that a few times over. Essentially, we're just trying to get all that new fluid start circulating in the system through all the valves, all the little ports and whatnot in the channels. And then what we'll do is we'll actually repeat this process out on the road. I'm not going to show that part, but essentially you'll just go out on the road and then just shift through the gears. And if you have this vehicle specifically, it has a little selector knob here, so you can click up and down from first to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So that's what we'll do. We'll just kind of keep it at just a calm throttle, and then I'll actually come back and repeat this process once again. But other than that, you are done changing out your automatic transmission fluid. So I'm probably going to drive it around probably for a few days or so. We're actually going to repeat this process exactly. But nonetheless, guys, that's what you need to do to change out your transmission fluid. But as always, guys, thank you for watching Everything Averin. Another video in the books for the Hyundai Accent. There's plenty more to come, as you guys already know. But I'm done for the day. I'll see you on the next one.